Oh. That's to your right. Well, yeah, it's cool. Brighten it up a little bit. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's your brother DuvSac, DuvSac, and we are once again live on Hood Reform the podcast. And I have a special guest in the place today with me, brother Commander Pat, straight from El Geronimo Pratt Gun Club. And we're just gonna be here having a afternoon conversation about some of the really stuff going on in Mississippi right now. In these backwoods of Mississippi, it's the same struggle from the north to the south, east and west of Mississippi. We're going through the same difficulties. Sorry, black leadership. Only looking out for themselves, working for a check opposed to serving the people and helping these cities throughout the great state of Mississippi to grow and flourish. And I think it's one of the reasons, Brother Pat, I'm going to open up like this. I think it's one of the reasons for no growth is simply because they believe in white supremacy and they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to push the issue of growth when the population is 70 to 80% black. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's very relevant. It's the issue that we need to talk about. But I want to bag up just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. No problem. You introduce me. You know, under the banner of El Geronimo Pratt.
Okay.
First of all, what I want people to understand and what I think we need to be at primarily is that I represent the Black Liberation Movement.
Yes, sir.
First of all, foremost. You know, the Black Liberation Movement, and that's not something that I determined myself. Mm-hmm. That's something that's determined by the condition of our people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I would be remiss and I'd be less courageous than what I think black men need to be if I didn't represent the great nation for black people at this day and time, which is the liberation of our self. You see what I'm saying? First thing is black liberation. No doubt. Correct. You know, but to speak to your issue, brother Dub, I got great respect for you, brother, and what it is that you're doing. And I think this jurisdiction right here that we in now, the great territory IB Wells, Alpha Skip Robinson, that we call Holly Spring, should be honored. Yes, you know, to have you, you know what I'm saying, what it is that you're doing in the political realm here, yes, because it's unprecedented.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do what we have to do to continue to manifest the liberation of black people through what it is that you're doing. Model example. What you have done basically is taking, you know, what the universal law, universal order have given you, you know, that's innate in you, and you want to put it into a political, into a political reality to change the reality. And first of all, you started out with hood reform,
right? And
that's something in our school, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to understand the magnificence,
right?
You know, being able. Person like you and you like me, not a product of institutional education, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean we uneducated, right?
Right.
Okay, so people need to get that straight too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is we didn't graduate and get the paper from the white man, don't mean that we ain't capable of leading our community. Big misconception, and that's why I'm glad people
one of
like
the biggest
sit, you know, good reform and parlaying it into the and then parlaying that into what would be the
His name is Judah Marr. Pulled out his brother Commander Pat Maneuver from the Liberation Movement. Mississippi on the Move. The move. I just want to introduce you. I saw y'all over there. I just want to introduce you. And I know you're still on the clock, but just tune in later on. You can check out this video. It's gonna be on YouTube and Facebook.
I be able to check out my be over here. How long?
I know Pat only here for a minute, but I'll be here the rest of the day.
Okay, I'll stop you. All
right, bet.
All right, bro. Nice meeting you.
All right, no doubt. Pleasure meeting you. Kind of like Mills Farrakhan. I met Mills Farrakhan in Tula, Mississippi about 23 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was magnificent that I got a chance to grace. My presence was able to be in the presence of such greatness.
Yes, sir.
And I remember stumbling to Mills Farrakhan. I made it to him, and Mustafa put his hand in my chest and stopped me, stood me straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And Mills Farrakhan reached over Mustafa's shoulder and removed Mustafa's hand from my chest.
Right.
He said, "Let him come through." I looked at him. He had on some glass somewhat like yours, but I think he had gold frame.
Yeah, gold.
I looked at that magnificent man. I said, "Mills Farrakhan." I said, "Man, it's an honor to meet you."
Right.
Shaking his hand. He said, "No, my brother, it's an honor to meet you."
Right.
And that stuck with me, man, for 23 years, you know.
Right.
Yeah, stuck with me. And Mills Farrakhan was honored to meet me, but I got a better understanding of it now.
Right.
Mills Farrakhan, any black man incrementally, it's a powerful me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we're trying to do with black liberation. And that's where we have to draw the historical points.
Right.
That every black man is a man. You see what I'm saying? And he knew internally who he would meet.
Right.
But he know what this system had done to black men.
Exactly.
And women. You know,
Right.
I'm not just saying black men.
Right.
I'm saying the black man in general.
Right.
And that's everything that comes from his loins.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So when I meet brothers like that right there, I know, you know, I'm meeting more than just a city worker.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
somebody. I'm meeting a real black man.
Right. Now, just to touch real quick on hood reform and the minister.
Mm-hmm.
If you really take a close look at hood reform, you can tell the influence of the minister and the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't, then I'm gonna tell you. You know, that's what he was influenced. I hear you speak of him. I speak of him when I speak. He played a instrumental role in changing my life. Mm-hmm. At the age of 14, I was introduced to him by a brother, Aziz Muhammad, which is Skip Robinson, Alpha Skip Robinson's sister, Sister Wilma X. I was in her class at Howard High, and she introduced me to the nation. And it's to the teachers, and she reaffirmed or she rekindled the thoughts that I had of Alpha Skip Robinson, because all throughout my childhood, in my home, I could hear my mom and my aunties and uncles. When you brought up Skip's name, when someone else brought up Skip's name, they got furious. They don't even mention his name in here. Don't talk about him. So that's as I was growing up.
Wow.
So once I met the sister, and she was introducing me to the teachings, I went back. Now I'm older. I'm on mature, and I think I'm ready to have this conversation with my mom. So I asked her, "Mom, what was the problem with Skip Robinson?" And it turned out that my grandfather, her father, was with Skip. Was in the struggle with Skip, and he died like a year before Skip. A couple of years before Skip, they said his alcohol was poison. He was a drinker. So they said they poisoned him. So they didn't say, they wasn't saying that Skip killed him, but by him hanging with Skip and that movement got him killed. So they didn't want no mentions of Skip throughout as we were coming up, and that's that fear that parents and grandparents have put into black folks throughout Mississippi, not intentionally. They use it, I think, as a mechanism of defense. Don't get hurt. Don't go out there fool around in them struggles. Don't go out there fool with the white folks. They're gonna do what they want to do. Leave that alone. And that's the message they put out to all their children. But internally, here we are now, 2024, scared as hell of white men. You know, scared to stand up to them, scared to stand up to the government, because our parents and grandparents put it in our heads. Leave it alone. Don't get in that. The white folks gonna do what they want to do. And I'm gonna end that by saying, whites ain't running these cities right now. You know what I'm talking about? We just left Greenville, where it's 80-20, 80% black, 20% white. 4 black aldermen, black mayor, 2 white aldermen. Here in Holly Springs, 86% black, 14% other. So you got 4 aldermen, black woman mayor, one white alderman. So we cannot keep saying with our conscious mind that these white folks doing this to us in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our black leadership might be catering to those few whites,
Mm-hmm.
or catering to the establishment, but these are Negroes doing this to us right now. Capitulated, as you say all the time, capitulated leadership who just want to be in a close proximity with them, with their counterparts, with their white folks.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, they're not doing anything to reform the hood. You speak of reforming the hood.
Mm-hmm.
There's no help, no support from it. And I can remember, once again, I can remember the minister saying, when we go and wrap this thing right back around to the minister, he said, when we go into the hood, brothers, to reform the hood, to clean up the hood, we're going to be met by rogue officers and evil black and white people into politics because they live off of it.
Mm-hmm.
They living off this lifestyle. They living off our shortcomings. They living off us going in and out of jail. They living off these things.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to reform it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to support you and I talking about liberating our people. That means breaking away from the white man. That means almost separation from the white man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fear I think we put into most blacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's integrated into the white man's system. They got their
Assimilated.
got their education,
Mm-hmm.
they got their little PhDs and their degrees, got their certification. Now they can lead and be over black people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of our biggest things here in Hollis Springs and throughout the state of Mississippi. What we're seeing on this 10 city tour that we're seeing, it's the same everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you brought up hood reform because sometimes I don't push it as much as I should unless I'm talking one-on-one with some youth,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because their parents don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These 18, 20-year-old parents that's 35 and 40, they don't really want to hear me talking about hood reform because they messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they smoking in front of the kids. They sending the kids out on a hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or they twerking on the videos with the daughters. So the parents don't even want to hear me say hood reform. So I try to say that breath and conversation for the youth, you know.
Right.
But I'm glad you brought it up in
Right.
this conversation.
Yeah, right. So, you know, I hear what you say, you know, and I'm gonna back it up because I wrote some things down, and we should put the conversation in perspective. You see what I'm saying? And I was telling people today, I'm done having wasteful conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got too much social media that exemplify and amplify bullshit for people of our aptitude to be having wasted conversations.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wrote some things down. I'm gonna start doing that more. And not just relying on my spirit to convey a message that I think is critically important.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Right.
Because I know social media don't have enough of this.
Right.
And people that listen to this should already be sharing.
Right.
I mean, seriously, you should already be sharing it. If social media had become that powerful mechanism to us, if you want our people to change the so-called revolutionary that we work with, you need to be sharing this right now.
Right now.
You know, you need to be able to tolerate this conversation,
right.
You know, from your brothers. You know what I'm saying? But just to speak to your hood reform and the Nation of Islam, which have been a great example to black people of what I know the Nation of Islam basically is a moral reformation organization. Basically, what the Nation of Islam and its success hinges on moral reformation.
Right.
Now, you said something, bro, that I take issue with because I know it's something that we haven't critically looked at, and that's the fact that we are our worst enemy. And I know that's what it looked like on the surface.
Right.
But see, when you start talking about it's black people that's maintaining this system of order that we call white supremacy, it's black people that's maintaining this.
Right.
Okay. But see, we gotta understand what kind of black people these are.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They ain't you,
Right.
they ain't me.
Right.
There's a reason why you and me ain't holding public offices. There's a reason why you and me ain't teaching an institution that our people have built and constructed for us to teach. Because we still black men. See, them people you talking about niggas and Negroes. You know what I'm saying? And they've been manufactured out of America's cultural incubator for black people. It's a degenerate transformation process.
Right.
See, I hate when we say we are our own worst enemy because we can leave it there.
Right.
And we can bask in that. See, we got to critically examine what we really say. You know, the people that lead these black spaces that we've been in, you know, since we have partnered with Mississippi on the Move, and we employing the people that are listening to us right now. Right. You know, you become a part of Mississippi on the Move. Question us what Mississippi on the Move is all about. You see what I'm saying? Because Mississippi on the Move is a black leadership, political, economic, educational campaign that should pick up a groundswell of activity and we continue to move throughout the state.
Correct.
You cannot tell me anything we talking about right now is not logical. It shouldn't be talked about.
Correct.
See what I'm saying? It's just a matter of whether you're a nigga or a Negro and you can stomach the conversation or not.
Right.
See, if you want to stroll right now, if you don't want to listen right now, you have great potential to be a Negro.
Right.
You got a great potential to be a nigga because you don't want to listen to relevant conversation as it pertains to black people and how do we recover ourselves. That's why you can't stomach black liberation. That's why come your parents didn't want Skip name mentioned no more. See, because Skip had moral character.
Right.
And see, the nation seek out black men with moral character. And that's why come you see people like Ben Chavis, the former leader of the NAACP, convert to something stronger than that they were representing. Skip Robinson converted to a stronger reality when he said, I want a moral change. And that moral change made him have courage too. See, he already had courage. I'm gonna say that. He already had courage. He needed a mechanism for that courage to travel on. And the Nation of Islam became that mechanism. Right. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this too. I listened to a conversation of Stormy Johnson. I think that's her name on WDIA, Stormy. I might be wrong with the last name, but she had a very interesting conversation yesterday. He was talking about, crime in Memphis and what Paul Young had did as the mayor to when he went to speak to gang leaders. Right. And I'm listening to people give feedback. She said, I see the phone lighting up. And I'm going to let y'all in on the conversation. Because people in Memphis a lot of people took issue with him meeting with gang members. Right. And I started listening to that language, of what they were talking about. When they talking about, I heard one brother said, gang leaders don't have no, he was saying that they don't care about nothing. See how we just start stripping the humanity of our own brother when we see them less than what we are. Right. I can tell you a few things gang leaders care about. Same thing you care about primarily is money. You understand? Yes, sir. See, so you went by a different avenue of being able to attain yours in life. And these people are born in these predominantly black spaces that have been systematically disenfranchised economically. So we born into an exacerbated poverty in these black jurisdictions. Okay, so now we trying to figure out how we stop the crime, but we never talk about the historical exacerbated problem of poverty that's been created. Who created it? Did black people decide that they're going to exploit each other in throughout history? How was that done? Right. How do we get to a place where all these black spaces where we go, we got a predominantly black population, but we got an exacerbated, impoverished economic condition for them majority black people. Right. And then we got a wealth gap that's so tremendous to it's ridiculous when it's brought into perspective. One of the brothers they called in yesterday talking about Memphis and Stormy, I commend her for entertaining his conversation the way that she did instead of being dismissive. But he said, have we looked at the wealth percentage as it pertains to black and white in Memphis? Right. He said black people in Memphis own 0.2% of the wealth. That ain't even 1%, brother Doug. Right. He said, so if people don't own nothing, then what they left to do? Steal from it. The people who do own things, they extracting the economic resource out of the area, and they don't live there. They don't live there no more. So then you're talking about how do gang leaders emerge in these conditions? What they trying to do? One primary thing they trying to do is survive. We don't like how they doing it, but they trying to survive. So these people were trying to say that Paul Young had no business meeting with this level of our people. Now think about that. Now we hadn't had the tolerance to sit here and examine that to this point right here. It wouldn't have made no sense to nobody. Right. Correct. Because the overall thing is black people ain't shit no way. Right. So why we want to talk to black gang leaders? Right. Black gang leaders, to me, special people. Right. They able to galvanize people even in their impoverished condition.
Correct.
Even though they galvanizing around negative shit. So we got to look back at that. And I commend Paul Young for doing that. And there's a lot of things that, goes along with that. But, out of these conditions, anytime that you develop in a society, brother, right. and I alluded to this yesterday when I called you, and I said, we'll talk about it today. Anytime a society, a civilization is developing, and I'm going to prove my example by using white people.
Right.
It's always chaotic and violent. And I just got to watching Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the greatest astrophysicists in the world. White people asking him, how did the universe emerge? Every time he started talking about how the universe came into existence, it was violence. Shit was running into each other at light speed. Shit colliding with each other. Some shit was bigger than other shit, and it created a gravitational pull where rocks were collected and the atmosphere was trapped. How you get an earth? That shit came out of violence.
Right.
Okay. So when we talking about society developing, here you can go look at the gangs of New York.
Right.
When America was developed, in New York was a melting pot of Europeans, poor Europeans that were settling the Western Hemisphere. And New York became this melting pot. It was violent.
Right.
When you go back and look at that, you had the 5 points. You know what I'm saying? Well, these things were controlled. It wasn't no politics.
Right. So
the violence of gangs, that's why they call it the gangs of New York. Y'all don't think white folk had gangs in their developmental stage? See, I'm trying to give us a different perspective of looking at our people, bro. Right. Because we can't have no politics that's going to be conducive to black growth if we're going to look at that as a negative all the time. We developing, bro. We're trying to figure out how to start developing a civilized space where we control after we've been in the throes of an economic depression. Right. Black people are in an economic depression and we in a capitalist society. So what we expect? So if we ain't got political people that understand that and they looking at us as our own worst enemy, you are enemy. Right. Because you look at us just like white people look at us. Right. And you don't have the moral capacity to implement into your political reform for black people. You rather charge us more. Right. See what I'm saying? Just like white people would do. So when crime is an issue, you want to bring in more police officers. Then fix the problem. Because you don't have the moral capacity to see black people with a humanity. That's why I come now and we kind of jumping, but here we got a lot to talk about. Right. That's why I come now. These white people can craft a bill. I got it right here. James Polk or whatever his name is, Republican senator, that then basically crafted a bill to basically shut down black HBCUs, bro. And the first thing you do is Senate Bill 2726. Right. The Senate Bill 2726 is basically a piece of legislation proposed by Senator Polk, John Polk, a Republican. And if he passed this, if it get passed, then more than likely it's gonna shut down black institutions. Right. And I'm looking for a sense of urgency among black politicians. Right. Black people in general. But our leadership in politics, this happened on a political level. Right. The high political level in Mississippi. And we trying to get a reciprocated response. And we struggling now. We got our own people. Brother Commander Malik asked the question Sunday, what we gonna do? You talking about us? Right. The grassroots people? Right. You talking about us? What about the black folk that John Polk sat beside when he crafted this bill? Right. What about the black folks sitting right there that then co-opted us? Them niggas, them Negroes, they're sitting here, and you think the white folks don't know that these black folks are co-opted and they don't represent black people? Right. They know that. They know that. So that's kind of where we at, bro. And I know we kind of went out there a little bit, but just hitting on some stuff.
Actually, just speaking on the school closing, the college closing, I was speaking with Vice President Twan the other day, Twan G. And we were just going over it. And I was like, what all the hype that Jackson and black folks had when Dion came, when primetime came to Jackson. All the hype we had when he left Jackson. Now where's all that hype now? When they get ready to close down the same school, plus two others. And my suggestion was, hey, the same way we came together and supported when Dion came. We was buying paraphernalia. We were going to the games. We should be able to support and keep those schools afloat. We quick to say that the HBCUs are not HBCUs because they're ran and funded by whites. They were started by whites and funded with white money or the government money. But it's a prime opportunity. You know, the university is giving us the opportunity to take them over there and do something for self. You know, they already up and running. They already producing students and graduates. So it's not like we're trying to create it. We're just trying to fund it. So you telling me now in a society where we spend trillions of dollars a year, just our race particularly, spending trillions of dollars a year, but we can't spend a couple of millions a year to keep these schools open. You know? So we got it's a test to us as Black folks. And I'm with you. We got some of them Negroes down there in the state capitol who's not working for us. As my Vice President John May says, they Black, they ain't black.
They ain't black. They ain't black.
A lot of people ain't gonna understand that. You know, you got the econo paint job. You know, we need that candy. You need, you know what I'm saying? We got the econo niggas down there. Like right now, for real. If I'm not mistaken, State Representative Faulkner, Representative Tate,
Senator.
State Representative.
Oh no, who you talking about?
State Representative Faulkner.
Okay,
they represent Tate, Marshall, and Benton in Jackson. How do we not hear about this beforehand? You know what I'm saying? They're not even doing a good job at being transparent with us. You could be down there representing 3 counties, area, and nobody in those 3 counties know this is about to take place until we hit the news, to hit social media. That got to stop going forward. We got to send people down there who's going to really represent Black people. Exactly right. And I understand we down there in a red house. I mean, you and I had this conversation the other day about the Republican Party. I'm not talking about on the federal level. I'm talking about on the state and local level. There's only 2 political parties. Independent don't really matter. You know, they out there, but you know, the mass of the people not paying no attention. So it's only my thoughts and belief is that okay, we over here fighting with the Democrats since the 50s, and they're not producing. They're not coming up with a comprehensive plan that really help Black people. They always seem to can't get past the Republicans. So and I'm like Don, in reference to Don King, I want to leave the ring with the winner. The Republicans seem to be winning in America. One Republican senator can shut down the whole Congress with his vote. But we got 45 to 49 Black congressmen and Congress ladies who can't seem to stop nothing. Democrats. So here locally, on the state level, I think we need to reevaluate that. It's just a conversation. We see that our representatives like Faulkner and others ain't not having that conversation in Jackson. It's not aggressive. It's not progressive for Black people. Some think that it's possible to work it out, work with those guys. I'm saying you've been in office 3 terms already. You done showed us that you're not the proper leader we need. We got Representative Kincaid, Senator Kincaid, and Senator Whaley down there representing us too, all district. But they Republicans. And I say this because, Brother Pat, because I had a conversation with them both. They both white too. They're seen more welcome and more open to sit down with us and have a conversation to give us what we want, opposed to or work to get us what we want, opposed to the Democrats who shoot us down off the top saying that's not going to work. I'm not going to get no support down there from the red side of the state capitol. Then okay, if you scared to have that conversation, if you scared to push these issues, if you scared to push these concerns of Tate, Marshall, and Benton, then let's go over here and talk to Kincaid and Whaley and the Republican Party. See how scared they are to bring it to their comrades. Because our Democrats down there just not representing us properly. But I think we need to, as a people, we should fund those colleges. We should find a way. If they're working for us, if they're that important to our growth and our education here in Mississippi, then we should be trying to keep them open. Not going to the white man big in the state capitol who want to close them down. I think that's a direct straight back at Dion coming down there with all that hype he brought to the HBCU and the vision he tried to bring to the HBCU, and then leaving us and going to the Ivy League. I think that's a direct strike from Tate Reed, from the Republican Party in Jackson. And we just have nobody in the Republican side fighting for it. Even the Black Republicans, they're more middle class blacks. They're not for the working
class. I think what we're saying, man, and see, we'll complicate the conversation as long as we keep on saying Republican, Democrat.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna complicate the conversation because we're trying to stay in a political vein that everybody can relate to and not be offended. We really should be saying black and white.
True.
Okay, we really should be saying black and white, and what we really should be looking at is mature black people. First of all, mature black people, not grown black people, because grown black people scary as fuck. Okay, I'm talking about mature black people that got a moral character,
right? That
understand that they being diametrically opposed, whether it's Democrat or Republican, whether Democrat is being woefully neglectful, Republicans are just being outright racist. We get the same thing across the board. Right. So at some point we got to develop a politic that identifies with the black struggle. You see what I'm saying? Okay, now I don't expect Republican naturally, to identify with a black struggle. Okay. Now what we're saying is that the Democrats, they're afraid to identify with black struggle.
Right.
And then they do it all under the guise of politics. I done heard too many black politicians that need black vote as we matriculate across the state. They need black vote. The first thing you say when you talk and you petitioning them on black issues is that I'm a politician for everybody. Well, you're a politician for everybody. You don't need my vote. I'm talking black. I'm talking black
folk. True.
I'm talking to black folk.
Yeah.
See, because first thing we gotta realize, man, that this shit is black and white
all day.
Okay, it's black and white. When white people ascertain political power, they don't forget they white.
And they definitely
so why black folk do it? See, that's what I'm saying. And see, so what we had to start doing, and one thing Andre DeBerry showed me, he met me one day over at Kimmy Coffee. He said, the great one. I said, what you talking about? He said, man, you an agitator. That was the first time I heard that. And he said, let me tell you what grassroots agitation do. If it's persistent and consistent, it changed the scope of politics. I'm talking about grassroots agitation.
Right.
It was grassroots agitation that spawned America.
Right.
It was grassroots. It was white people saying to so-called superior white people, taxation without representation is tyranny. We ain't paying any motherfucking taxes no more.
Right.
How you like that?
Right.
See, you motherfuckers that's ruling up here, y'all really ain't tough.
No.
You just establish a system of order and fear. But see, when the grassroots start moving and saying we ain't gonna take that no more, then politics change.
Right.
It doesn't matter how adamant you are about it. We not adamant about our blackness.
Right.
I don't give a damn whether you Democrat or Republican. Make me no different.
Right.
And I think that's the corner we need to turn.
Right.
We need to turn that corner, man, of maturity, because what we gotta realize is that we're not represented either way it goes.
Either way,
we're not represented. So if we're gonna be talking to Democrats or Republicans, we need to talk from a black perspective.
Right.
Like, what the fuck you gonna do for black folks?
Right.
Like, see, when you say, we should fund the institution. Why? When it's taxpaying money, sustain it. Right. See, what we should have is black politicians saying, why you shutting down HBCU? I tell you what, if we trying to save money, shut the big motherfuckers down. That's what you're trying to do. No, you ain't trying to save money. You're trying to shut down black culture, black history, black pride. You're trying to shut that down because we trying to save money. Shut Ole Miss down. Shut Mississippi State down.
Right.
But see, we ain't got no black politicians. We got some fucking Democrats.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They can learn how to ignore blackness.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. Them institutions got to stay open because it's tax-paid money that sustain them institutions. Public staff. Is it like your public school system? Same thing I was asking them. It flew right over their head in Greenville. So y'all saying that these black children that smoking this weed, they got equal educational opportunity system. So how many white children go to the Greenville school system, the public school system? How many?
Right.
See, now y'all don't want to talk now because you got these white folks in here that governing your time, that your black city councilman have to allude to every time she talk about a consequential thing like civic development. She got to lose to them because she don't feel qualified for these white folk run this shit. And so y'all out here blaming yourself for your political neglected problem that been neglected. You got a school system that ain't even producing a good educational product, but these white folks know that. That's why they got the private school over there.
Correct.
See what I'm saying? So if we're going to use public money, then goddamn it, yeah, public money should sustain those institutions. We should demand more out of those institutions.
Correct.
But and that's what I'm saying, brother. We have to develop a more conviction to politic our black. That's why I'm over here. We right down the street from West College, bro.
Across the street.
A liberal arts college. It's not going to be affected. Just like Tougaloo is not going to be affected because they private institutions. You got to think about that. Why they can't dabble in the sector of private institutions. White people didn't establish that. But since it's public funding, then we can push a bill to legislate this black culture that the state is paying for out.
Right.
See, that's why black folks need to stand up, because just like Professor James Small taught me, your tax dollar is part of your ecology. It's part of your ecosystem. When you give you that tax dollar, it's supposed to go to sustain the quality of your life. So if we ain't got black institutions that's sustained by a public tax dollar, that means all of us paying into it.
Right.
We should have a quality education coming out of that public dollar.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So then if we allow white legislators to blow smoke up our ass and shut these black colleges down, and we don't have no real response other than this damn left, that the leaders from Alcorn State, the leaders from Jackson State, the leaders from Mississippi Valley State crafted this begging ass left.
Right.
Y'all can go read it. I didn't write it. This is some of the so-called best minds that we got.
Bro.
Begging. They begging in this left. Do you see fit? Can y'all just see fit not to do this?
But Brother, just to interject real quick, the agitation piece. Frederick Douglass said, they asked him what if he can sum it up, what would he lead to the future generation? He said, agitate. So I guess that's what I'm saying. We got to agitate both sides. Democrats and Republicans. We got to agitate them. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody. We already see the black ones that's in the Democratic Party not doing no agitation because they're afraid. All I'm saying is new leadership like you and myself. We got to get in there and agitate both sides, Republicans and Democrats, to get what we need for our people going forward. If we're going to truly reform politics in Mississippi to shape it to fit us, then both sides need to be getting agitated on both. They need to get the message from both sides. You know, if the ones in there, if we can agitate them, the black Democrats, we ain't got no white black Republicans in the state capital. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we got to agitate both sides to get what we want. That's politics. That's American politics. And that's basically what I was just saying about the Republican Party. I agree with you that neither one of them is really for black people. And it's down, when it boils down to it, it's a black and white issue all day, every day. And that's the biggest problem with our black politicians. They don't want to address that elephant in the room. That locally and statewide, this thing is black and white. They don't want to address it.
And I think a problem that we need to recognize is even more relevant than that. I'm talking about addressing our politicians that's already in place, because their DNA is basically set. We need to focus on the grassroots movement of raising the political aptitude of the average black person in Holly Springs. See, when we went to Greenville considerable amount bigger in population than Holly Springs.
Correct.
So what it showed me was that the only difference is more ignorant black folks. So then you still gonna get the same number of politicians though. But see, if the aptitude of the people don't raise, then we're gonna produce the same type of politician.
Correct.
So a primary focus need to be on politicizing the masses of black people, so that we can get the consequential leadership that we're looking for. Otherwise, we'll be begging still out niggas to do something that ain't in them to do.
Right, correct.
You see what I'm saying? And so I ain't ready to go through a process of begging them niggas, and we already know. You see what I'm saying? What I'm willing to invest the rest of my time in black liberation, is to start developing. We need to be on these college campuses. speaking to young black people who done lost the importance of identifying with their blackness.
Correct.
Because it's not in their curriculum. I don't give a damn if it is ABC.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? It need to be in the curriculum to sustain black life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And since we don't have that, but we have an imminent threat to destroy the potential for that. We know it's not going to be taught at Ole Miss.
Right.
But we have a potential for it to be taught at Alcorn State, at Jackson State, at Mississippi Valley State. And then, you know, I'm going to say this too, because we celebrity worshipers and we need to grow past that shit. Ooh. See, Deion Sanders sold black folk out. I want black folks to understand this and get out your feelings. Deion Sanders sold black folks out. He exploited black folks in the same way white folks done, but white folks know racism is a team sport. Black folks then turn the exploitation of black people into an individual advancement process. Right. So long, and see, we live vicariously through these celebrities. We live vicariously through. Their success is our success, even if it's our detriment. So you rather see Deion Sanders make $10 million and move on to Colorado, but you don't want to understand the lies that he told, the lies he destroyed by lying. He lied. Okay. You don't want to look at it like that. Right. You need to say Pat needs to stop hating on Deion. No, Pat loves black people. And anytime black people dissolve a social contract, it's the same thing you take when you get married. You know, I know we live in a world where you got the right to get divorced, right, but you said some shit when you got married. You know what you said? For better or for worse.
Good or bad.
Don't forget this part.
Good or bad.
Don't forget this part. To death do us part. Okay? So correct, that's a social contract, bro. Okay? Just like I was telling somebody, if your husband got caught on the railroad track and hit that damn train and survived, but he was burnt up bad. Well, you didn't, when y'all were married, he was disfigured with it. Right. But you took an oath. Now you got the right, according to legal, to divorce him. Oh, I can't go through with it. See, that's what Deion was saying. Right. But you said God called you to do this. In Jackson, Mississippi, we needed that. We needed that economic stimulus. We needed your star power in a black jurisdiction to bring life, Deion. And you knew that shit. See, I ain't couldn't no chill. They wouldn't let me get on WDIA when they realized what side I was taking with Deion. It's all the social contract. Oh no, we ain't trying to bad Deion. Oh, we ain't. No, they want to bad. We don't want bad Deion because he get his bag. Yeah, he get his bag, and see that's what it's all about. So we get our bag and know it. Money over morals all day. Man, don't you know that's destructive? Don't y'all know that's destructive for us? Money over morals. That's what got us in this condition. Right. White people greed put black people in an inauspicious condition, bro. Right. We have become slave masters. And we have become that because now who left to exploit in America for black folk? You can't exploit no other race. We don't have the power to exploit any other race. So we become them in our mind when we start to exploit because it's capitalism. Right. And that requires more reform, bro. Right. That means you got to see in your brother a human being instead of what these folks that created, you know, in this society. So we got too many, and see that's why I say that ain't black folk that's doing that. These are niggas. This America is an incubator for niggas and Negroes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders, they coon ass niggas, man. Chasing his bag. And they chasing the bag. And people gonna hate me for that. There's some people gonna turn the shit off just cause I just said that. But I told the truth. They love celebrity, they love rich folk. Yeah. You know, I heard a preacher say something concerning Tyler Perry, and it might hurt folks. He said Tyler Perry was successful in getting black folks to accept draft. Yeah. He made the shit funny. We were leaving church, going to a Tyler Perry play to see a man play a woman. Whole church going on the church bus. To see a man play a woman. Yeah. And then he ascend to power. And then what he do? He start to blackball people like Monique, who's trying to make a living in the industry. Right. We can take this type of characterization and apply it also to Oprah Winfrey, the darling of Black America. Right. Hoppo Entertainment. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't want to attack these people because they get in the bag. See, they putting themselves in the proximity of white people, and we didn't learn how to respect that, regardless of the evil that it emanates.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the detriment that it is to the black collective.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We don't care about each other like we should, bro.
Speak of those them rich niggas.
Yes, sir.
When you said Oprah, a thought comes to mind. You can go all the way overseas and build a whole school in Africa for how it look.
Mm-hmm.
But from Mississippi, native of Mississippi, but you can't come down here and keep these three colleges open. It's just a logical thought that comes to my mind that we won't even entertain that. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't dare say Oprah, Snoop, all you native Mississippians.
That's why we have to have these conversations.
All you native Mississippians that got this bag now, y'all can't see fit to come down here and keep these schools open.
Right.
I actually heard last night, early this morning, I was watching something on YouTube and Snoop was on there. Geno Jennings, Pastor Geno Jennings spoke on Snoop, called him a hypocrite, that he's not a true Christian. He just spoiled Christianity to get some more money. So they showed Snoop interview. Snoop said, "Now I just got embraced and hugged by Kirk Franklin and all the legends of the gospel world. So if they ain't got no problem with it, why should you, nickel?" And yeah, I said if you ain't got no problem with what it is.
Yeah,
you know about that mentality when it comes to spirituality. They let me know all that right there is just straight money.
Yeah,
straight getting the bag. You know, ain't no morals in there, ain't no principles in there.
Yeah.
And Snoop actually threatened the pastor for speaking righteous to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's just diagnose what we got right there. What we got right there. We talking about Geno Jennings,
right?
Who basically attacked a celebrity, who uses Christianity as an affiliation tool, not something that he principled his life on.
Right.
See, we gotta make that distinction.
Right.
Geno Jennings is a fundamentalist Christian.
Bible.
Okay. He down to the principle of the
scripture.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And he trying to do it right. I'm non-religious. Because see, when we start to invoke religion into our reality, then there's a slant that goes along with your religion. And it also suggests that if I have more power than you, then I can impose my religious beliefs on you because I can push it through legislation.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
And so my religion may be diametric to you. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying about Geno Jennings, as it relates to what you're saying about a celebrity who uses Christianity, see, Kirk Franklin is not a good example of Christianity.
Right.
But it's perfectly okay in America for them to associate themselves with Christianity because it's popular.
Right.
See what I'm saying? George Bush is a Christian too. I remember when the 911 thing happened, and he came on live and he said, "We have been we are a Christian nation, and we have been attacked by Muslims." Now I just listened to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right.
Said, "Man, do you know how much Arabic have affected in a good way the world?"
The world.
He said, "You know how many Arabic scholars?" He said, "Your numbers are Arabic. Algebra is Arabic."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying it to say that we use these Christianity as a tool. You see what I'm saying? To basically affiliate with certain things. But when you start talking about Kirk Franklin, see, you got to start looking at character. See, because they can shield that shit with Christianity.
Right.
So at the end of the day, Deion Sanders, you're a Christian, eh?
Right.
But did you do something more?
Right.
See what I'm saying? Or did you exploit?
Right. And he didn't name no pastors, no pastor, all entertainers.
All entertainers.
All singles. You know what I'm saying? All
because
stars.
you know why? You know why? And that's very irritating. Because that's who we think our leaders are.
That's who they are.
Okay. Well, exactly. That's who our leaders are.
Yeah.
That's who our leaders are.
Right.
And so Snoop can shield himself from the scrutiny of Black people because we have failed to this immoral state. You know what I'm saying? We failed to that, brother Dub.
They gotta believe we can do what the hell you want to do as long as you repent.
That's right.
You can't keep playing with the higher power like that.
Right.
The universe gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they got us, though.
And so what that universal emergence should be, see, because it's not gonna come out the sky.
No.
That universal emergence should be the conscious level of Black people raised into a moral standard where we will not allow for our humanity to be disrespected
or priced.
Exactly. And that go for white people, and that go for all white people in Black skin. You see what I'm saying? And it started with us. Back to what I'm trying to make the point. We got to get on these college campuses, man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to begin to reconnect with our youth as it pertains to our Blackness, man. Right. They taking the best of our resources, our children, and turn them into mechanism for the system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So 20 years constitutes generation. A few generations, it ain't gonna be no recollection of Blackness. Right. It ain't gonna be that. Our children don't want to talk about that with us now.
Correct.
See what I'm saying? When you start to mention race, and y'all check it. When you start to mention race to your children, watch how dismissive they are to the conversation. Oh, bro, we don't talk about that. You a racist. Because you making your Blackness.
That's relevant. Back in the day. It ain't like that no
more.
Yeah,
it ain't like that no more. It's more like that now.
Right.
It's more like that now. Wait, what are they doing trying to close these Black schools down? Right. Being daughter, son? Right. But see, you at Ole Miss though. Right. See what I'm saying? You don't feel the cultural attack. Right. It's about culture. And they trying to dissolve that. They've been trying to dissolve your cultural awareness since you got here. Right. They've been trying to erase your memory of your culture. Right. So these spaces like Alcorn State, Jackson State, Mississippi Valley State become spaces where we can exercise culture. College is way more of a socialization process than an education process, bro.
Right. They'll let the students exemplify this new culture. They want to accept as our culture, which is all the twerking and all all that
the degenerate culture,
all that foolishness.
Yeah.
But and it goes to what you were just saying. Rush College, right here in Holly Springs, HBCU, and you can look at the 60s and 50s and 60s. Legacy organization like the NAACP college chapter was very instrumental. They led the fight before Skip them emerged. I think they gave Skip them the motivation they needed. Just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We need to do this, you know. But now the college is totally quiet. We still have the chapter up there. We're working vigorously right now to revamp it, reform it, put new leadership over it. Because they're that side. They ain't doing anything. You know, they might do a voter registration drive for photo op. You know, they'll do a Black History Month for photo op, but no real substance coming out that branch up there. Right. So I agree with you that we need to get on these campuses. When we study our history, the organization like the NAACP knew the importance of that. So they made sure it was every Black college had a branch on it. All of them branches that's on the colleges and the branches in the counties are just that side now. They're not doing anything. They have got in the bed with the politicians. They working hand in hand with these Black niggas that's in office. So here in Marshall, we made it a point to reform it, to take it over. And that's what I'm suggesting and encouraging everybody that's listening to us. And your candidates you in. Reform, join, recruit, and change that organization. It's a legacy organization that can do great work for us, have done great work for us, but under the present leadership, not doing anything. So our children now are not even identifying. You have a few up there that still got some morals in them, still see some Blackness, awareness in them, and they join it. But when they get in it and realize, oh, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't even meeting. Then they're not talking about no real issues that affect them living in this community on their yard. Like there's no like you said, it's dismissive. They don't see anything going on that they need to be a part of besides register to vote. And then they do this big campaign to register to vote, and they vote right here. And I sit here and watch and look at the numbers. They probably out of 700-800 kids, you might have 50 to 60 to vote. Yeah. And that come from our leadership over the years. Just damn near killed their drive, killed their will to vote. There's no important. You hear too many kids now saying, I just had a 30-year-old young man tell another 20-year-old young man the other day, I'll vote Kemp, but your uncle is an alderman. But your vote don't count. He wasn't an alderman before now. He won that seat like 4 years ago. So if your vote didn't count, why are you out here? How'd your uncle get in that position? And another young man agreed with him, and your mom on the board. How's y'all thinking this? When y'all people is in these positions. So are you deflecting because you don't want to even talk about politics?
See, that's a good question. They see politics through a social media lens instead of through reality. Right. You sit here showing them a reality, but they ain't seeing it. We see shit through here, man.
Right.
See, we don't see nothing really political but the presidential race.
Right.
I listened to somebody the other day. They were talking about, I think it was something we were talking about in Holland Springs, and you were talking about, they were talking about Biden and Trump.
Yeah.
But what about the politics that going to directly affect when you wake up in the morning? You see what I'm saying? It's a process for your life to be touched, which is going to be touched from a federal level. It's more so of a process for your life to be touched from that level than from a local level. You know what I'm saying? People can pass ordinances right now and say, don't park your car in your yard.
Right.
You know, we got that issue right there in San Antonio. That directly affects when you park your car
on your property.
Okay.
That you pay taxes.
So see, that's what I'm saying. A process, and we got it. We just got to do a better job of representing it and putting it into practical application. We call Mississippi on the move.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? And Holland Springs, Mississippi is a beacon of light for that. Right. Because it had natural components like yourself, you know, Twan Lester and the Lester family, who is a historical result. The Lester family ain't don't think the way they think just because they were born like that.
Correct.
Well, yes, I can say they were born like that, but they were born like that because they DNA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Their father walked with Skip Robinson, and he was a minister. In the pulpit, he commanded the pulpit.
And then get paid.
And see, that's a sector of our society that we got to go back and challenge that sector.
Correct.
The preachers, bro.
Right.
We got to go back and challenge the preachers. It's been too many preachers that have taken a step back when I asked them to step forward to handle a social issue. The police just arrested a 10-year-old boy for peeing outside. He's black.
I'm sure his mama goes to some church, affiliated to some church.
No doubt.
Grandparents affiliated with some church.
No doubt. But see, we dismiss them and even challenging them.
He should have been pissing outside.
See, listen, I done had people tell me, I don't listen to talk about my preacher like that. I just ain't gonna do it. I said, tell me.
I can't sit here and let you talk about my pastor like that.
Talk about my pastor like that. Man, look, man, I know your pastor.
I was supposed to blunt with your pastor.
Yeah. Your pastor little pussy too.
Yeah.
Okay. Your pastor little pussy. Okay. Man. So what I'm simply saying, man, stop that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a high accountability level that we got to raise to as a people. You don't even know that changing your leadership, moral character, changing the lives of your children. That's because you're not gonna be allowed. You got leaders that not gonna allow for the exploitation, the discrimination of his people. And you are represented. Just like I just got to tell Commander Mark and Lieutenant RV before we left, before I come over here. I got a text message from an elder yesterday to remind us to go and support the black aldermen in San Antonio. And I hope people from San Antonio listen. I got a problem with that. I'm gonna tell you why. You want us to go and support black people in leadership positions that not representing black people. And I'm gonna tell you, we need to stop telling our people to be in spaces to support people who we elected to represent us. White people don't even think about politics that way. And I'm gonna tell you how I know it. A base reason how I know is look at the room that we meet in. And I'm talking about in San Antonio, people from San Antonio that have been to a city council meeting. Right. It ain't bigger than this space right here.
Correct.
Okay, it's not bigger than this space. So when people build stuff, they build it to accommodate a certain amount of people. That's why you got fire codes, right? If you got too many people in there, it's against the fire code because the building was built to accommodate a certain amount of people. Why that damn building so small where they meet in the city council?
I don't want you in there.
Not only that, it wasn't designed for a lot of people to be in there. But black folk think that we all have to be down there for something to happen.
Right.
That means you ain't got no representation.
Right.
If you have to go down there,
Right.
where your representation is supposed to be. This room is not even built for the whole black community to be in here. You see, so when we in there, that means not that we got a problem with white folks, because we do. Right. We already know that. We got a problem with black leadership not representing. So now we have to go down there and basically reprimand our own leadership. Right. Because you're not doing it. See, they should have been coming back telling the black community, look, I moved for China to be removed after I saw what he was doing in Ward 3 and the black folks in Ward 3. And they voted me down.
Cool.
Okay. And now we got reason to be down there.
Right.
Because you did your job. Right. But if we have to come down there to do your job, that's not what it's designed to be. Yeah. Politics is a representation thing, man. Right. We got to be represented.
Right. And
so that's what I'm saying, Brother Dub. You know, I know we don't have much time, but what I'm saying is that we got to raise our political aptitude. Mm-hmm. Those brilliant minds over here at this liberal art college, why they ain't talking about blackness? Why they not talking about culture? See, I remember a time in the 80s, we were rocking the red, black, and green on the campus. I didn't know Dr. Hilliard and all them been over here until Shabaka Afrika told me, hey, we used to go to Rush College to hear all the black scholars. Mm-hmm. Why we ain't hearing them now? Right. Why we ain't hearing them now? They ain't that type of college no more either. See what I'm saying? So now we lose our cultural awareness. Motherfuckers start pushing legislation, talking about closing us down. Because they know you ain't got no cultural pride. Right. You sold out. So there we go, bro. You know what I'm saying? There we go, man. And it's plenty for us to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you allowed it this time.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Look, just to go back to that piece you were saying about our politicians, we got to show up at the meetings. I say it around here all the time. I refuse to go out there and stand out there and campaign for their ass. Vote for them. Then got to go down there and sit in the damn meetings with them to make sure they do their job. Okay. What kind of shit is that? That's like coming in here paying me to cut your hair, but you going to cut it.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm talking about? You're going to pay your driver to drive, but you got the driver.
That's right.
Are you crazy?
That's right.
Ain't no way I'm going to elect you and then come to the meeting to make sure you represent me.
Don't do that. They know what
politics I tell you what, and when they do show up, that white alderman or white councilman going to say, I'm just representing my constituents.
That's right. That's right. Because that's what you
I'm speaking for my constituents. I don't hear black politicians say that.
Exactly.
They everybody. I'm everybody, mayor.
Exactly.
I'm everybody. I'm everybody supervisor.
We don't understand the nature of politics.
What?
Yeah. We don't understand the nature of politics. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think, you know, the biggest emphasis need to be put is on making our people understand politics.
How to fix them.
I wrote it right here. Professor Small told me, he says culture, economics, and politics in that order. Your culture, your economics, your politics. We're in a cultural war, first of all. You got to take out of your mind, what is culture?
Right.
Culture is your custom, your values, your norm. It's what you do. You know, black people existed a long time before we started encountering these problems. We had our culture and our economics and our politics right. You can go back and study the civilization that we raised, bro. You know what I'm saying?